Um, trying to get the camera straight. Haven't done live in a while. Kind of a mess. Right now, I am on the mend from food poisoning, basically, but there's a deeper aspect to that as well, that I wanted to talk about a little bit deeper with the Neptune squares that we're all experiencing this week. But I wanted to go a little bit deeper into some of the energies. I'm going to do a collective reading for us all. Just wanted to start off with some announcements for any of you. Okay, I'm going to wait for some people to come onto the chat. I think it's a little slow on my end. Announcements first and foremost before I go into the energy. As of the 21st, which actually is the full moon in Capricorn, my website will no longer be available to purchase readings or jewelry. I have to take it down. I've sat with it for a while and processed it already. And where I'm moving and evolving and changing into, I'm still available for personal readings. I'll leave all the information in the description box of my, where you can reach out to me, contact me through email, and we can just work it out that way. So the Be the Change website, sadly, sadly will be taken down by Friday, by the 21st of this week. With that said, onward and upward to new things. And again, I'm still going to be here for personal readings and to be giving updates and whatnot. Moving on to that, I want to just thank all of you who have taken the time to, excuse me. Sorry, we already have the nastiness showing up, so got to keep an eye on the chat as well. I want to thank all of you who have taken the time to donate, send donations. They are always welcome. Any type of support is certainly welcome. I would ask that if you do feel that you have to give of donations, to give to my PayPal or my Venmo instead of on here because of the algorithms. There's a lot of there's a lot of reasons, but basically it's going to go to another corporation and not to me. So I don't want to, hi everybody, I don't want you to waste your money or donations when it doesn't directly come to me anymore. So with that said, I'm a little disheveled. I am still on the mend from having pretty severe food poisoning Sunday night. And there's a lot of energetic properties behind that, which I'll get into. As this is the week that last week we had the personal planets in a conflict or a challenge, a square aspect to Saturn. Our rules, our boundaries, our restrictions, blocks, rigidity, structures, governments, all of that. So we experience that with the personal planets. And this week we have Mercury and Venus, hello, and the Sun also in that challenging or square aspect to Neptune. Then we move on to the solstice on Thursday and the full moon in Capricorn on Friday, which the full moon in Capricorn will also be in a square formation or challenging aspect to Neptune as well. So what does that mean? Well, it brings up deep-seated hidden emotions, maybe emotions that we weren't 100% we didn't know existed. Neptune can be very dreamy. You may have vivid dreams at this point. There's a lot to be said. Maybe journal on what you remember of your vivid dreams, because they are also storytellers and guideposts for us all. But more than that, Neptune it's very dreamy. It's very nebulous. It is more of in the ethers, which I know that many people still have a difficult time trusting or believing in the energy exchanges that we cannot see. However, here we are. You can see me, you can hear me, you believe in the air waves and the radio waves that transmit my voice and my face to you. It's the same thing with energy and the etheric or the ethers. Neptune is also will bring us to seeing things that we thought were one way and have us realize that that was all an illusion. Neptune is all about illusion. Is also the ruler of Pisces, escapism. It'll show us our escapism tendencies and patterns, whether that be through distracting ourselves from our emotions by working too hard, or escapism falling into addictive patterns of any sort to escape from your true self, your true emotions that rise up. Pisces and Neptune energy is all about dissolving what no longer serves, dissolving what has served its time and served its purpose, and now it's time for something new to grow. But before something new grows, it must disintegrate and dissolve. So Neptune energies, transits, especially the squares, the challenges, can be very emotional. And if you are not one to allow the emotions to be released from the body, this is the time where the body may shut down and you may find yourself sick. I didn't even realize that there was a part in me that was holding back or holding in certain emotion until this weekend, and I ended up I had to purge physically some deep-seated emotion that I have been sitting on. All right, bear with me, guys. I have got to take care of a lot of okay. This is so interesting. So there's a lot of haters out there right now. Not a shocker, not a surprise. I don't even want to say haters. What I'll say is unconscious and just bored, probably. Just bored. So that's what we're experiencing this week. Some deep, possibly hidden emotions rising to the surface. We have Venus, which speaks of the things that we value, the things that we may have finally come to realization that were of importance versus what we may have placed importance on in the past. So there could be a lot of watery emotions coming up, I know, from that realization alone, depending on where you are on your journey. And when I say that, I highly suggest, it's interesting how different modalities find their way back to me. And numerology actually happened to be one of the first sciences or modalities that drew me in to understanding the equation, how and why things work in life and through the universe. And if you want to understand what life cycle you're in, so in numerology, it follows a 9-year cycle. So if you take your month and day of birth, you want to add each single digit. So for example, I'm November 9th. So I add 1 plus 1 plus 9, and then add this year, 2024, 2 plus 2 plus 4. And you'll come up with a number. And if it's a double digit number, you add those two numbers together, and that will give you the year cycle that you're in. And you can look that up on your own. I've checked out a bunch of the different sites to compare, and they all seem to be pretty much in alignment. So if you find your year cycle and you search up numerology year cycle, I'm in cycle 1 this year, which is all about change and new beginnings, and it's drastic change. It requires a lot of courage and independence, and it certainly I can feel that out. So if you want to understand what I mean when I say where you're at, we have different experiences that are mathematically compounded or equated into our experiences that we have for the year. And that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to numerology. So I wanted to throw that out. I think that's all I have. Going back to the full moon in Capricorn really quickly, which will be on the 21st, depending on where you are. Could be the 22nd for certain parts of the world, so check your time zone. This full moon in Capricorn will be picking up whatever was started, either actually in physical reality or in the mind or in the emotions, back in the new moon in Capricorn, which was January 11th. So if you're able to reflect back on what was going on in your life, where you were January 11th of this year, that was like a beginning point of some experience that this full moon in Capricorn will start to carry you in that direction a little bit more. So, all of that said, let's just get into a collective reading for us all. We're going to start with the heavenly bodies of astrology, just to kind of tap into the flavor for collective energy. I might not even really need to do that, but for this reading, Okay, and we have the 11th house, and this is the house of connection. It says friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. So let's see where this is going here. It is more of a maturity. The 11th house, we've gone through all of the other, we've gone through the infantile stages and the adolescent stages and the teenage stages, and we go all the way around the zodiac wheel, and we are now finding ourselves more confident in maybe our public persona, maybe in our experiences all together, and we hit the 11th house. And this is more of humanitarian, the way I see it. So let's see what else wants to come through. Yeah, I highly suggest if there's hidden emotion that wants to come to the surface, pay attention and notice what your patterns are. Or what parts may try to shove them back down, because honestly, I know that I did probably eat something bad, but there was another reason for me to get food poisoning, and it's literally taken a toll on my body, on top of having solar activity, Schumann resonance spikes, earthquakes. It seems, hi Lisa, it seems like there's a lot of energy going on out there, and the only thing I can focus on is keeping my nausea at bay. So kind of I don't want to say grateful for that, but it definitely has slowed me down this week and allowed me to gain more clarity on my life experiences and the messages I've been picking up, slowing down so that I can receive. So we're talking about like-minded groups and humanitarian beliefs. Okay. And this is what the collective is experiencing right now. I'm going to get a couple more cards. In the past, many of us have maybe thought that we found our soul tribe, our soul family, people who had the same mindset and beliefs as us, and then once we were connected to them, they turned, right? And so that energy, gaslit, right, kind of does some damage to the trust in the inner psyche, the inner child, when it comes to connecting to others. And this might be what many of us are working through right now, trusting that we can actually trust our own intuition and our experience, trust that there are like-minded souls out there that have the same feelings and emotions and belief systems. And we don't have to believe all the same things, but I mean, as a whole, humanity. Just say the turtle wins the race, yes. And then we have Inner Protector that came out, which just speaks of us kind of having our guard. Maybe our boundaries are a little too tight or too strong because of experiences that we've had in the past, because we, thought certain people were one way and they turned and showed us a different version of them, a complete opposite version of them, and then tried to make it seem as if we didn't experience what we experienced with them. Okay. So the walls come up then, and we're a little more guarded, not trusting others as much as far as like making new connections or building or forming new relationships, or bringing our walls all the way down so that we can enhance and enrich our current relationships. Maybe you have some new relationships, but you're still a little like, I'm not so sure. Hi, I'm not so sure I should like show all my cards, because last time I did that, it really hurt. I will tell you, the universe is perfect in a way. If we have betrayed ourselves, if we are betraying ourselves, and when I say that, I mean we hold back. We're not fully speaking our truth. When we say yes when we mean no, when we're not fully all of ourselves authentically, we're betraying ourselves. We will attract into our life experience somebody that comes in and betrays us. That is to teach us a lesson of who we truly are, and to actually be able to show all of it takes courage to be vulnerable, to show all of ourselves. Who cares? There's probably a big part of us that says that, but there's still this inner protector inside that's like, it's not safe. It's not safe to show all of yourself. It's not safe to open up fully to having an intimate or deep connection with another. But then there's also another energy that is coming up, and this is linked to an abandonment wound, and it is the desire to be desired, the desire to be liked. So we play out a lot of our old patterns and people pleasing and all of those things unconsciously or sometimes consciously, because it feels safer to do that than to speak your truth. A lot of people that have conflict avoidance patterns will do this. I don't like conflict. You grew up in a household that maybe there was a lot of conflict and it was scary, so I'm going to just find a way to not poke the bear. You know, it does take great courage to be completely vulnerable, naked, transparent to others. Yeah. You know, whether being gaslit in past relationships, all the way down to being bullied in school, we've all had those experiences to some degree. And a lot of times when we have great fear of that, we turn into being the perpetrator ourselves later on in life, or even as children. But anyway, overall, we do have vivid dreams, which is coming up through the Neptune energy of dreams. So if you're having vivid dreams, I know I've been having like so many vivid dreams. In one night, I will have 4 or 5, and I'll wake up from each one and remember it, and then go back to sleep, wake up again and have another one. And they're all kind of tied in and linked into the same type of message for me, which has been very interesting, especially since my dream cycles have not been so vivid up until this past month or so. Personally, but everybody's different in that category too. But this is what we're working through so that we can actually connect, truly connect. And I'll be honest, even doing not personal readings, because personal readings are very different. I'm one-on-one with somebody and I can really get deep into their energy, and I'm in a very strong connection. But there are times where I will get strong messages that seem a little too intense or a little too scary, and I'm afraid that it's going to like upset or bring somebody to their neuroses or neurotic patterns, and I don't want to be responsible for that. So I kept a lot of my stuff on the light, and that's no longer happening. That's no longer happening. I'm no longer going to be stumbling over my words. When the message comes through, it comes through, and it's going to come out of me. Hello, Martin. Yes, I dream a few times a night, every night for several months. Yeah, isn't it? It's pretty wild. I would say for me personally, it's been back to back like the last 4 or 5 nights. That's been happening for me. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was going to go live this evening. Honestly, I got home from doing a session with somebody, and I thought for sure I was just going to lay down and go to bed. My body's taken quite a toll in these last couple of days. But as I'm laying there, I just kept feeling the sensation of connect. Yeah, connect. Come on in and connect to everyone out there and do a collective reading. I'm not operating on 100% energy, so forgive me. I do want to go more in depth on a lot of the astrology. I did kind of cover a bit of it in the beginning here. Funny. Rest and rejuvenate. Oh yeah, something's coming. That's change. There's always change. That is something that you can count on being a constant. Alrighty. Okay. And this came up for me before I came on here too. So this is a repeating message. Right now we are working through some turbulence, and you know, we've dealt with some, we're still trying to understand the blockages, the restrictions, the boundaries, the the stop and go momentum of the energy, and the challenges that Saturn presented to us. Saturn in Pisces presented to us last week. Now Neptune in Pisces is presenting us challenges I don't want to even call them challenges. It is activating a lot of deep emotion. So it is important to slow down and rest and rejuvenate your energy as often and as much as possible. This is not the week to like go get them, take care of business. Of course, we want to take care of our responsibilities and whatnot, but it's better to slow down and kind of go with the flow, do what you need to do, and slow down and rest. I did post a video the other day. I likened the energy to building a sandcastle, and you build a sandcastle. You put all this time and energy, but you're building a sandcastle at the edge of the water, so it's not going to last. The water's going to come and it's going to disintegrate it. It's going to take it away. So this is a good time to have downtime. Take a break, take a vacation if you can. If not, just take breaks. Yes, I have been so tired, taking lots of naps. Yes. Yes, this is a general collective message. Yes. So the next card that came up is patience, and I feel that and it's interesting, it fell below inner protector. I think that we have to really be patient with ourselves right now, more so than ever. I've had low energy and no motivation for like 2 weeks, so out of character for me. Yeah. And that is all of these square energies, this challenging aspects with Saturn and Neptune, and then tack on all the other energy, the solar activity, which has been a lot. It's been a lot. So listening to our bodies is super important. If you try to go too fast, and I know I usually am high energy as well, and I've been kind of like getting adjusted and being patient with the slower movement and sleeping more, and I'm actually liking it now. I never thought that I would. No matter how busy I am, my heart never forgets to remind me of you. I love you, baby. And it's like 107 and 2. Oh, you're in Arizona. Yeah, I have friends out there that keep telling me like the heat, they're melting, they're having indoor play dates and whatnot because it's just so hot. It's hot here too. I have my air running right now, so hopefully you guys can hear me. It's not that hot, but we do have the humidity here, so it makes it feel probably just about as hot. Yes, Martin, integration of masculine and feminine energies within ourselves. That's the bottom of the deck right there, balance. And it's not easy. It sounds easy. It's not. You can understand a concept. You can understand logically what's going on with us physically, mentally, emotionally, but it's not until we actually walk the talk, live the experience, that we embody it and we know without a doubt how challenging it is. And not because it's not naturally challenging, it's challenging because of our conditioned mind. I just had a session earlier today, and we dug really deep into, I'm not going to give too much detail, but we dug really deep into guilt that she was equating to with another person. And I said, no, that is actually compassion and empathy. So let's dive deeper into that guilt. And when we did, it was her Catholic upbringing and a lot of the things that were programmed and instilled into her mind as a child, and the very strict rules, Saturn, that were placed on her to feel as if she was born as a sinner and was this bad soul. So I know people out in Arizona, they actually have a whole community, and they consider themselves the recovering Catholics, because it takes time to deprogram and decondition yourself from that deep fear-based control program that affects millions and millions of humans on the planet. Let's see what you guys are saying here. I have only been sleeping properly again, thank God. Yes, right. It's one thing to understand and another to experience. Yes, experience and then embody. Another topic that came up in that session was recognizing when we are not in the body. When we're not in the body, we are not present. We are thinking about the future too much, or we are thinking about the past too much. We start to we lose our energy drops, it drains. We start to feel fuzzy and foggy, maybe the eyesight even goes blurry, and that's because you're not in your body. I'm a pro at understanding this now because I checked out of my body most of my life until I recognized it. Aside from dance, sports, and gymnastics and things like that, you had to be in so thankfully that was the balance that was given to me at a younger year. But for the most part, I'm not dancing, doing gymnastics or sports all day long. I was out of my body. So learning and understanding how we kind of check out, how we dissociate, how we escape, or how energetically we leave our body, it can cause a lot of mental confusion for sure. The other thing that's causing this mental conflict here is an abandonment wound that many are still carrying. It's a human, innate, primordial, instinctive need to connect to others and the environment that we are in and on. If there's no way at all that you can connect to the environment you're in, that's a good indicator that you might need to find a new environment. But there's this abandonment wound that keeps surfacing, and it surfaces as this deep-seated need and desire to actually be needed or desired, definitely liked and loved by another or by other. Working on that now. Yeah, I think a lot of us are. Hello. This is a collective reading, yes. So that's connected to a very deep-seated abandonment wound that brings up an involuntary. It's not conscious and it's not a voluntary obsession, but it is an involuntary obsession. Like I need to connect. I need to be, and even the need to be needed is also connected to a childhood wound. It's all connected to childhood wounds. So again, yes, we are still headed towards balance. What's below that is awareness of what, and I did a video of this last week too, a deeper realization, a deeper Saturn realization within me was what parts within me, inner protector, block me, restrict me from what I truly am desiring or wishing to. We just got another spike on the Schumann just now. And those are the Saturn elements or aspects that are in me that come up, and up goes the guard, up goes the protection, and I block myself from actually having an experience or an engagement or an interaction that is going to teach me or show me something even deeper. Let's see, let's keep going here. My abandonment issues have led to a lifeline of self-sabotage. Yep. Same. I think for most of us, absolutely. We do. We self-sabotage. But this is what we are working our way out of right here. Why this energy is in collective these days everywhere. I am seeing fights and breakups, healing, and all of that. Yeah, we're being shaken up. There are a lot of breakups happening as well. Venus, our personal planet, also the planet of relationships, ruled by Libra, of relationships, was in a square to Saturn, challenging aspect to what I was talking about, our internal boundaries and protectors, but more so, and now Neptune, which is bringing up deeper uh, emotional, here we go, emotional losses below that, deeper emotional wounds that we probably had hidden from us. And it is actually showing us what was illusion, what is not actually real and tangible. Neptune energy can be intense. It can be interesting for sure, and it is very spiritual, it is very nebulous, it is very otherworldly. It is serving a deeper purpose of dissolving away all that no longer serves us at all. Let's see here. I'm on the brink of uprooting a life and family in this country for a move back to my country of birth and reunion with my own family. I'll be leaving a legacy behind for a brand new one. Beautiful, Martin. Congratulations. Yeah, a lot of big changes are happening. And breakups. It's important to recognize when we connect with somebody, when we form a relationship with somebody, it's definitely not always forever. Sometimes, yeah, but a lot of times we first attract people into our life to connect with and have experiences with that are meant to teach us who we're not, teach us who we are, show us and mirror to us our deeper wounds that have been hidden from us that will rise to the surface through these relationships for sure. May I please ask if I'll be in a relationship this year? Oh, I'm not doing personal readings in this one, but you can hit me up, reach out to me, and I can give you some personal reads. So awareness, deep-seated awareness is arising. It's arising through the emotions, through emotional loss, bringing us to a state of balance. So this is kind of like, the culmination of all of these energies. But this full moon in Capricorn is going to be very interesting. As I was saying, it's in a square to Neptune as well. And what I've been getting, and it really struck a chord with me to be, from my experience, pretty on point with what the universe is showing me. So the new moon back in January 11th started something. It began something, whether it's a realization or a new emotion or an actual interaction, project. Capricorn, it can be something actually tangible, physical, form. It started something, but it probably didn't really take off the way that you expected it to. And it may have even fizzled out, or so you thought. However, this full moon in Capricorn is bringing that back to life in a new way, because we have had some big changes, big transits, and a lot of us have matured and evolved and grown. Yeah, so guys, if you are liking this so far, please don't forget to click that like button. I see 3 likes and there's 10 people in the chat already, so I appreciate it. I'm not fighting with the algorithms on YouTube, but all the people on YouTube, we put a lot of time and energy and effort into these videos and these interactions, and the algorithms have been really forcing us into the back room, the back burner for many. And I don't know if even the likes do that much, but YouTube likes to tell us that it does. So oh, thank you. I'm glad. Yes, subscribe if you're not subscribed. What I have experienced deeply this weekend personally is, and I've always operated this way, seeing my reflection in my interactions with others. And there are times where there's really difficult things that we see, difficult interactions, and I had a pattern where I would just dissociate or check out completely, or I would see it, but then I'd leave my body, right? Or something would happen. These past couple of weeks, I have stayed in my body, not dissociated, not checked out, had witnessed old versions of myself come alive through another. And it's usually somebody that's kind of a key character in your life right now. Not, you know, yeah, key characters to some degree, and it'll trigger up judgments and like find yourself like, why would you do that? But then you can actually flip the script and see yourself, the old versions of yourself, way younger versions of yourself. It's very humbling. It's very I'm just going to leave it at humbling. It's like when you can see it, when you can see yourself in the reflection of others, an old version of yourself, that's growth. That kind of helps push me back out of judgment, out of thinking that somebody's doing something wrong or trying to control situations when who am I to judge? I did the same damn thing 20 years ago, and look where I was there and look where I am now. Everybody's on their own unique path, having their own unique life lessons and experiences to evolve and grow. And so if we can kind of let people have their experiences without getting too entangled or involved, the better, for sure. Being the observer, yes, thank you. So let's get into this. Yeah, after realizing that we were probably right all along, we had been gaslit by people in the past, just meaning that, you know, what we experienced and what we saw, the experiences that we had, suddenly changed. And when we try to communicate, like, but I thought you were this way, or you said this, and the person's like, no, I didn't. No, I wasn't. I've never that way. I've never liked this. I never said that. That's gaslit. That's a light-hearted version of you did. Whatever you experience, whatever we personally experience in our own physical vessel through our conscious mind and our energy field is our experience. Just because the other person didn't have the same experience or wants to deny their experience or what was going on doesn't make it not true. So it's really important that we drop the guard, that inner protector, and continue to try to evolve and grow into being transparent when it comes to connecting, because we're talking about the 11th house here, right? We're talking about like-minded groups and humanitarian beliefs, connecting to each other at a very fundamental yet important level of depth that is really important for us all to focus on. Once we have to put the focus on ourselves, of course, through certain stages of the journey, because we are all going through our own personal transformations and growth. But every human needs to have some kind of connection, not in the way of being dependent. That's the difference. Other people are not responsible for our happiness or our safety or any of that, but to be able to connect, you will begin to attract and really deeply connect to honesty and integrity, to others when we are true to ourselves, when we stop betraying ourselves, meaning when you mean no, say no. Speak your truth with love, with, we don't have to be mean about anything, but we have to be honest and real. And for those of us who were heavily punished for not saying and doing what another, probably our parent or somebody else, wanted us to be, say, or do, you've got a pattern there. You're going to recognize it. We're talking about awareness of childhood patterns. Keep us stuck in the past. We need to connect to each other at a very authentic way. The World. Oh, I love this. Okay. Let me just get a couple more cards here. So this is a moment, this is why we're tired. And that rest is really important for us now, more so than ever. Because we're integrating a lot of newness, actually it's not new, it's trueness. Our true selves are beginning to really shine and take over consciousness. The world speaks of completions of cycles too. We are completing a pretty big cycle. Every time we have moon cycles, we're completing a cycle, we're beginning a cycle, we're completing a cycle, we're beginning a cycle. But what we're completing or integrating is our past, and for all intents and purposes, being gaslit in the past. Trust yourself. Trust what you experienced. What you experienced was your experience. Don't let anybody else dictate or tell you what you experienced. Plain and simple. Are you into any healing modality too, apart from Western astrology and tarot? Yes. I have a lot of interest in many modalities. I do have a practice that I do one-on-one with people. It's hard to even put into words, but it goes in alignment with counseling, parts work. We call it parts work, but it's also sharing energy. So I have I get myself into a certain state of energy, and I'm able to transfer that to the other person so that they can get calm enough that they can start to open up, and we can open up into their inner child work. It's kind of, I don't know, I don't have a name for it, but numerology, you name it, I love it all. I kind of just stick to whatever's true to me, whatever seems to be organic and natural for me. Oh, thank you. I filled the pool in the garden. Be nice, be kind. I ask everybody to be kind here. Let's get back to the reading, gaslit. So we're trying to bring balance into our energy system, into our experience. We really need to take time to rest, rejuvenate our energy from whatever experiences or aha moments, realizations, emotional releases that we've had. And we're in an integration phase now. That's completing the cycles. Hello, hello. I tell my kids it's like we're on the same ride. We were all there, but some laugh and some scream, yes. All I have is a wetsuit and spear gun left in the diving inventory. I don't know what is going on with all that, but I'm staying out of it. Thank you, Karen. That's a great, yes, that is a great way to put it, especially to the kids. Kids are so, they absorb like sponges, and they pick up quick. They understand things of that nature. Strength. So we have the inner protector, which we'll call the ego for all intents and purposes. And we have strength, which is taming the distorted, the part of our ego that has had protected us in the past. We can drop that. It's taming that inner beast. Having the strength and the endurance and the patience with ourselves to see ourselves in the reflection, in the mirror of others and our circumstances. I'm sorry, I was trying to figure out what kind of bird was just dropped off on my bird feeder. Then we have, here we go, 3 of materials, 3 of pentacles. There is the teamwork, working together. This is what's needed. We need to get together. We need to get on, we don't have to be the same mentality. It's a feeling. You can look out in the world stage and see how desperate it is needed that we connect, that we feel each other through the heart, that we have compassion and empathy for all of our brothers and sisters walking the earth, for all of the animals, all of the plants, for everything. And when we truly can get into that state of being, we will have this beautiful trinity. So it's one and the other and the third energy, which is source energy. We share the same source energy. Get out of the mind. The mind will always bring you back to the past. That is part of the inner protector. It's like, that's not safe. Look what happened to you last time. Look what happened to you last time. That's connected again to this abandonment wound or this desire to be desired. Maybe I know for myself, even in the past, I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my judgment. And now I understand it differently. I see how I had to have those experiences with people. They were lessons, and deep lessons that taught me a lot about suppressed and denied and repressed traumas and emotions and patterns that were stored in my inner psyche that were operating, however they were, unconsciously. So then we have the four of emotions overall, which is very interesting. This is linked to the bringing us into balance. Things may be confusing. Your emotions may be confusing. You may feel that there's something missing and there's a great void within. And that void that we feel inside can only be filled by us. It is filled by a part of us that has the strength, the patience, the courage to be fully transparent and vulnerable and put ourselves out there and be truthful, be real, be honest. Not every day am I happy-go-lucky, no. And I know that there's an inner part in me that's like, just put on a happy face and I'll be okay. No, nope. That's not that I'm going to walk around miserable or tired or anything like that, but honor where you're at any given moment and sit with that and try to find within yourself, where's this coming from? Why am I feeling this way? And I also want to say, yes, we absorb energy, other people's energies, the cosmic energies, the planetary energies, all of that too. We also emit energy into that. So when we can get it to a state where we're no longer affected by other people's energies, the cosmic energies, that's enlightenment there. But to place blame for our actions or inactions or words or emotions outside of us fully is not taking accountability for ourselves. Yes, we are affected and impacted by other energies for sure, but we also have within us the ability to hone our own energy back in and have energetic boundaries. So this is the state I've been feeling with the collective. Kind of like something's missing. I don't know what it is. I just don't fully feel right. I don't feel fulfilled all the way. But if you look at this card, she's looking at 3 cups and she's like, there's supposed to be a 4th cup. And lo and behold, she's sitting in it, in water. That's her emotions. There are emotional blocks, emotions that have never been felt or released or experienced, that have been trapped inside, and that holds a big void as well. Like, we cannot move on fully until we acknowledge our feelings and our emotions fully. I didn't trust anything, but I'm coming back one bit at a time. Yeah, it takes time and patience, So let's get one last card for us all to wrap this up. And I'm feeling really strongly to pull from the Starseed Oracle. You guys are funny. I didn't know if I was supposed to take you seriously or not. But I love it. Brotherly love, right? All right. Final message for us all. Thank you all for participating, blah, 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 participating and all of that. If you missed in the beginning, my website will be taken down by the end of this week. I appreciate all of just my website. So if you're looking for personal readings, you can still reach out. I'll leave my email. You can reach out to me. Donations, I'm so grateful and appreciative of all of the beautiful souls who have donated to me here through YouTube and PayPal and Venmo. Thank you all so much. It really does make a difference, and it's help. Any little bit helps. But I do ask to maybe just do it to Venmo and PayPal, because if you donate here, I'm not going to see it, and you're just going to give it to a corporation that I don't even know who is. Not knocking it, just telling you the facts for right now. Message for us all. Boy, there's a lot of energy stirring. And the birds outside are going crazy right now. Okay. Surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy. Make love to life. Here comes my cat. My cat has been very vocal this week. I'm not sure what's going on, but she has a new boyfriend. I know that. I'm not sure what she's meowing at right now. She likes to be on camera too. All right, so this is for us all. Advice and message for us for this week. Yeah. And Venus, it has been, and we're still having that energy in a challenging or square aspect to Neptune. So this is a sensual, highly feminine card. It's a call to surrender to the sweetness of life, to let the ever-abundant feminine take over, to taste the fruits you've been working so hard to grow, to let your senses take over and really drink in your life with wonder, to get intoxicated on the simple bounty that this planet has to offer and which you have within you when your well is full. The ancient Babylonians connected the feminine goddess Ishtar to the planet Venus. And in Roman mythology, Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. In our night sky, aside the moon, Venus shines the brightest. Time is our most precious resource, and it's the greatest healer. If you've been all work and no play, this is a sign to take some time out, to reconnect with your lover, play with your children, and give yourself the luxury of time without an agenda. Many of us are so busy building our lives that we forget to enjoy them. We forget why we decided to build them in the first place. Disconnection from the sweetness causes more pain than we realize. So many of us walk into soulless buildings 5 days a week in the name of survival. We strive to build the life of our dreams, but drive ourselves to exhaustion. This card is wooing you back to the pleasures of being human, to focus on what really matters and enjoying your incredible life. Yes, live your life. Yep. That's it. That's beautiful. Maybe that's why the birds are crazy. Well, that's interesting because the birds went crazy first. There must have been a blast of energy. The birds went crazy first. Luna was sleeping. She just jumped up and started meowing out of nowhere. Like, these things happen. It's been an interesting energetic week for sure. So that's what I have for us all today for this week, and I'm so glad that I did muster up the energy to come on here and connect with all of you, and you guys got to connect and interact as well. Pay attention to your dreams. Neptune is all about our dreams. You may find yourself in a dreamy, floaty state. Go with it. Enjoy it. Connect with life a little bit deeper. Let's throw away the agendas unless they're absolutely necessary. I mean, we do have things that are necessary, but it's important to know what we're placing value on our time and focus, especially this week. It'll be shown to us as well. So much love and light to all of you too. Thank you all so much. And I will be back sending you all so much love. Take care. Bye.